So,
just putting in my last bet for the Monaco Grand Prix, which
the most exciting race on the circuit.
Yeah, well, no.
Probably the most visually appealing, though, to be honest.
Yes, this is the race. If you don't usually do F1, and you thank you for watching this podcast, we do the F1 at the end. Maybe you just turn it off. I appreciate you if you don't usually, if you're not effing around with us every week. But Monaco is definitely the one you want to watch on a big TV. You want it to be well lit. You want to invite some people over, have some brunch. It's at 9 a.m. on the East Coast.
Or on Sunday. I'm sorry, you're doing brunch on Sunday for this race. You can do it tomorrow, too, depending on when you're listening to this. I don't care when you have brunch personally, but you should for Monaco.
But we were able to do the podcast a little bit later this week so that we could get all the bets in and actually give them to you here. Usually we preview the race, and I tell you to go find the bets on the Substack. But you know what? Sometimes things just work out. We've also got some news talking about some numbers. We didn't do numbers last week. We're getting some numbers. I'll give you the numbers ahead of time. 25%, 17, $36,000, more than $45,000, $1,450. What is he talking about? 11 billion's the other number. This is Wit Grit.
Welcome to Wit and Grit, where Ian and Sean break down sports betting, pop culture, or whatever's on their minds. The Wit and Grit Podcast.
Welcome in to Wit and Grit. We have no NFL to talk about because we gave out a wave of NFL futures last week. And if we do too much NFL in Checks Notes June, we're going to have a bad time. I just said we have no NFL. Literally thought of an NFL segment I wanted to talk to you about.
Hey, run it by me on the fly.
Jonathan, why? Jonathan Cooper, why?
You're missing me with this one. I don't know what you're talking about.
One of my Broncos players has been arrested on suspicion of criminal mischief and domestic violence.
Oh, shit. That's terrible. So pardon my French. I feel like it's warranted in that situation.
And Sean, I know you just perfectly articulated what every fan feels. One, there's obviously the secondary reaction where you're like, this is a terrible crime. Domestic violence is horrible. Like, you don't want that to happen to anybody, and we would never condone that. But as a sports fan, as a human, as a red-blooded person, the first thing post-Ray Rice you think of when someone on your team gets hit with the DV charge is selfish. It is selfish. Oh no, that's 6 games. Like, immediately. That's what my head went to, and I was actually feeling worse that I had such a human reaction to this news. I looked at my girlfriend, I left the room. I was like, I gotta go outside and process, and she's like, great, don't do it here. Like,
what?
It's like, we gotta talk. Somebody's gotta talk about it. Stephen A. Smith isn't gonna talk about it.
You can't say that that's the first thing.
Yeah, it is. It's called a reaction. You don't control your reactions. You just have a reaction. All right, you walk into your house. Yeah. Someone jumps out with a Halloween mask and scares you. You freak out and punch them real quick because you don't know what's going on. Whether that's a child having a joke or a criminal who has a flair for the dramatic, you have done the same thing because you reacted.
But that's what I love watching.
Just clowns getting decked in the face.
And for some reason, I thought of a Scream mask. I guess the marketing worked. I mean, Scary Movie coming out and all that.
That's apparently really bad. I don't think it's
way.
Bad. Well, okay, yeah, no, they're not masterpieces of cinema. But even for a scary movie, people are like, no, it's not worth it. You don't even laugh. Apparently, I don't know. I haven't seen it, but the reviews. Are real bad.
I heard a guy give a pretty honest review. I think his name's Pop Culture Brian. I don't know if you follow that guy, but he's a nerd like us. So
what did he say?
He basically said that it's feels like a weird episode of SNL, just a bunch of different horror type sketches. They're kind of woven together and a bit too much fan service on like bringing back old things from Scary Movie past and things like that. But some of them are really good, and it breaks the fourth wall like so much they don't even have one. You're basically talking to the audience half the time. And they said at the end there's a pretty preachy kind of message that he thought was well warranted, actually, about like what doing a spoof should be about or something like that. So
Okay, interesting.
overall, the Wayans brothers clearly had a message, but the audience score is way higher, in my opinion.
Okay, I haven't looked too much into it. I saw one headline that said it wasn't really worth your time. And just with all the movies this summer, man, I don't think I'm gonna make that one. I got to see Disclosure Day. I got to see End of Oak Street. I got to see Spider-Man. There's a lot going on.
We still haven't seen Mandalorian and Grogu to do our review.
Because I've
Memorial
also
Day
heard
ended up happening.
bad things about that.
No, what are you talking about?
That's just what I'm reading, man. I don't know what. So I can't.
You're clearly only scanning headlines and not actually clicking any of these articles.
It's
like very clear to me. Yeah. It's very clear to me. The Mandalorian and Grogu has not gotten bad reviews. It's done all right for an adventure movie that's a Star Wars movie that all Star Wars movies are hated when they first come out. But the audience scores were okay. It's just that the negative headlines are all about how it's not making any money.
What is that? What is that with Star Wars? Because you're right. Because I recently rewatched really like all of them. And they're better than I remember them being. Even the ones that I hate on. Like Episode 2. It's not a great movie, but like it's better than I internally give it credit for when I'm watching it. You know what I mean?
George Lucas gave a little bit of an interview post Episode 1 coming out, talking about Jar Jar Binks. And he pointed out what everyone kind of forgot is how everyone hated C-3PO and R2-D2. They thought they were for children because basically fans get older and they kind of forget.
Okay.
That Star Wars is for children. Like,
right.
We like the movies and they make them approachable for adults, for the people that grew up watching them. Like, we all grew up watching them, but that's the whole point. You get into it when you're younger and you're less cynical. And then all of a sudden when you're older and you have this preconceived notion of what your Star Wars are, and he takes it somewhere different, or as Disney takes it somewhere different, people just seem to hate it at first and then eventually get used to it. Like the prequels got trashed for most of our lives, but those are the ones we went to see in theaters. And I, pound for pound, enjoy watching those more for the nostalgia, way more than 4, 5, and 6. I watched 4, 5, and 6 almost historically because they were so old when I came out. Like, that was what you watched at daycare when they had nothing to do. Yeah,
4, 5, and 6, and they're good movies, but it almost feels like obligatory when you're doing a rewatch. You're like, well, I can't not watch these.
Like, and once you get into them, they're good movies. But then everyone says that they're the best ones, and I'm just like, no, an old person made this list.
I can't agree with that. Yeah, I just can't. I still think after a full rewatch, I still think I hold on to 3. Just the angst and everything, man.
Only bad thing about Revenge of the Sith is a little bit of Ian McDermott's overacting, but honestly, it's so iconic that for me, it shaped my idea of what overacting could be. So like now I think of him every time I think of the concept. Yeah. So that's a pretty powerful thing he did.
Cinematography and the score are both top notch too, man. Even if the acting is cringe at times, and like, kudos to Star Wars, man.
All right, price check. 7 numbers this week. Hit it. That was funny. Dan's funny today. I said. He was like, okay, here's another sound effect of the coins. 25%, roughly 1 in 4 American professionals hit an invisible wall in their career before their so-called peak earning years, going at least 5 years with no real boost in pay or position. That's the central finding of a study tracking 1.3 million mid-career professionals since 2000. High unemployment, solid economy on paper, and still a quarter of people in the prime of their careers quietly stall out and never get told why.
Okay, so interesting. People just think that like, well, this is life now. This is where I'm at, and kind of accept that. Is that?
I mean, sometimes